international listing of COVID-19 vaccines. So uh, that's why Indonesia could assist other countries, especially emerging or developing countries, to support their national immunization program. Now the vaccine produced by Indonesia has been distributed to more than 150 countries, and 50 of them are OIC member states or ISDB member countries. The total production capacity of biopharma vaccines are about 3 billion doses, and it could be assist other developing countries, mostly through UN agencies. Now allow me to share our experiences on the pandemic vaccine supply in the country. The strategy could be divided into 3 terms: short, mid, and long-term strategies. For short term, it is crucial to have the proven vaccine for the country immediately. The second is the midterm strategy with the goals to achieve the self-reliance on vaccine research and production with the scheme of national consortium, collaborate among related stakeholders such as universities and research institutes. And besides speed, the feasibility and scalability as well as accessibility are the most challenges we faced for pandemic vaccine availability in the country and in our region. So move to next slide, please. So for the time being, the existing biopharma acquired vaccine technology platforms are live attenuated, subunit toxoid, subunit protein, subunit recombinant protein, polysaccharide conjugate, and inactivated. And we identify some latest vaccine technology platforms to be acquired, potential to speed up the R&D process for new vaccines to combat new disease. So we ever heard about the mRNA and viral vector or adenovirus-based vaccine technology platforms for anticipating pandemic preparedness. Now this is the important point. During the Islamic Conference of Ministry of Health of OIC member states in 2017 in Jeddah, Indonesia is appointed as a center of excellence on vaccine and biotech products in the regions. So this spirit of the center of excellence is to strengthen the collaboration among member states in terms of R&D collaboration and technology transfer to other brothers and sisters in the region. So move to the next slide, please. Yes, this is the one of the program is capacity building, sharing knowledge, know-how, and experiences, conducted workshop for members, because we realize that every member state needs to achieve the self-reliance in vaccine and medicine production, and especially to handle a global pandemic like COVID-19. So program of SSTC including capacity building, sharing knowledge and know-how and experiences, and explore the potential resources from the member states. And before the pandemic, we have conducted some reverse language programs. Year 2018, the strengthening Indonesia, Morocco, Tunisia in knowledge sharing on vaccine management, and year 2019 with Institute Pasteur de Dakar, Senegal in vaccine production. So we invite all the brothers and sisters from the countries, from the region, to work together for the joint research, joint collaboration, and transfer technology that we have to strengthen the collaboration to face another pandemic. We hope that no other pandemic, but we have to be ready for it. The last slide, please. Yeah. So to access the highly needed products during the pandemic, need some strategies from manufacturer side and from regulatory side. This is our recommendation and support needed. The manufacturers should strengthen the collaboration among global partners for supplying timely products, materials, and supporting items. And from manufacturers' perspective, need more flexibility from government or from local regulatory authorities with respect to the approval for preventing delays. So to develop new vaccines and medicines, need collaborate with numerous partners, such as research institutes, universities, global manufacturers, and other related stakeholders. Therefore, the intellectual property issue is important to be harmonized for accessibility to new platform technology. So with this scheme of open innovation, joint research and joint development, some new vaccines and medicines are in the pipeline. To improve access to pandemic vaccine and medicine, we recommend some proposals. For short term, the partnership on product registration and product supply among the member states. For midterm, establishment of technology transfer collaboration. And the last, for long-term, establishment of infrastructure and joint R&D for new platform technology. So our goals is to achieve the self-reliance on vaccine production and availability, like you say, Pak Niko. And from that, we can get the resiliency. So I stop my presentation here, and I thank you for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Over to moderator.
Thank you so much, Pak Rahman. Yes. So many examples, yeah. However, it's only short information about the samples. But actually, Bio Farma already produced so much product, right? And also deliver to others. Maybe with the different mechanisms. It's not SSTC, maybe another. But I think so many examples. Okay, the next speaker. It's time for Pak Kresno to explain about 3 things that already we informed to all of you. Okay, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, before I explain about my institution, I will to introduce our Singosari National Artificial Insemination Center. Singosari International Artificial Insemination Center is under the responsibility the Directorate General Livestock and Animal Health, Minister Agriculture in Indonesia. Our main task to products of and distribute is quality frozen cement. This is in the picture, you can see straw frozen cement. It is our product. Many different of the color of the frozen cement, because every color is a different bull. Yes. For example, for Friesian Holstein bull, is color is gray. For sapi Bali or Bali bull, red. It is a sample. And our motto in Singosari Artificial Insemination Center is 1 drop semen, million hopes. Yeah. 1 drop semen, million hope. Yeah. Jadi it's a symbol in the picture, a symbol and red, yeah. It's like that. Yeah. It is my symbol in my institution. It is a spermatozoa, yeah. And in Indonesia, setetes mani sejuta harapan. Yeah. Not 1 million problem, not, yeah. Okay, and the next. At the biggest AI center is a biggest producer of frozen cement. Our center has been certificated, is ISO 17025, ISO 9001, and ISO 37001. This guarantee for we product is quality product for customer in Internasional Indonesia. Next, yeah. Source triangular cooperation in artificial insemination of livestock we started in the 2007. As the spirit to support the livestock development program in the developing countries through knowledge sharing. It is the initiative from Singosari National Artificial Insemination Center to share the best knowledge to experience in artificial insemination livestock with several considerations. One is most developing countries needs sustainable artificial insemination program to improve to productivity of local cattle. Since artificial insemination is the most effective method to improve the production of local cattle. And two, similarities environment between Indonesia and the other developing countries so that the knowledge and the technology from Indonesia, particularly Singosari, will be easily to adopted. And three, to support future. Our experience in the reverse link rate project in AI center in livestock, a good experience of private sector in SSTC. As the project also include to support equipment, we encourage Indonesian private sector as a provider equipment with total purchasing about the $140 equipment, but also to not only selling the equipment, but also transfers the knowledge of the implementation, the modern technology in the frozen cement production. Therefore, the engagement of the private sector is important for the success of the SSTC, because the private sector can use the SSTC as market access to make the project sustainable. For the long-term method, strengthen the position of knowledge through activity knowledge sharing, knowledge demonstration, and knowledge creation. We always upgrade capacity and creating cooperation program and developing countries. Next. Okay, impact for program SSTC. Give a product impact as a media to sharing best knowledge, best practice. SSTV product provided the opportunity for many stakeholders to promote the comparative advantage. SSTC also increase people-to-people contact to will be widen the networking and hence strengthening cooperation with development countries. Nice. Okay. The program of the SSTC, we have the challenge. One is communication. Two is because another country is another language and so on. And human resources. Number two, human resources. Minimum availability of quality a human resource to support this project. And three, and government. Okay. And government is readiness to provide budget, complete and roll government bureaucracy. Okay. Every country is every different bureaucracy. And political stability and security issues. And the four, the challenge is social and culture, yeah. Different of policy and work mechanism. Limited working in facilities. And five, the challenge is time different. This is we can make coordinated every time because a different time. And the last, The challenge is limited shipment service to particular countries. And and the last conclusion, as collaboration and partnership framework, SSTC needs synergy between government and private sector. And the adjustment, the private sector is expected to stimulate the economy. Thank you. This is my presentation.
Thank you, Pak Kresno.
This is my this is you can see my, if you need more information, you can see in my Facebook, YouTube, in Singosari. You can see my institution completely. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pak Kresno. Okay, the last speaker will be Pak Priyanto. Okay, Pak Pri, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable speakers, distinguished participants, I would like to share some experience from our office regarding how we can, how Bappenas now shifting on how the South-South International Cooperation will much advanced than before. So in the past, I think South-South International Cooperation and the private sector, because now we are talking about how we can support the business climate. So the private sector and South-South International Cooperation were considered to be two things that could not be combined. But since I think 2019, or before that year, so the government of Indonesia actually now promote on how the private sector or non-state actors more being engaged on the international development cooperation, including for the South-South International Cooperation. So this is, I think, also now is being, how can I say, formalized, when we adopt for the BAPA plus 40, Buenos Aires Plan of Action on the South-South International Cooperation, which is now the private sector also be considered as the player of the South-South International Cooperation. And I think for us, we know that in the next maybe 10 or 20 years ahead, the government spending on for the development is small than the non-government funding. So that's why the non-state actors is very important on this case. So we calculate that the government spending for the development is less than 10%. It means that more than 90% the development will be financed by non-state actors, including the private sectors. So that is what the basic idea on how now government of Indonesia, especially Bappenas, now thinking about how we can implement the South-South and cooperation more sustained. So two things on how we can make the South-South and cooperation sustained. One, we have to focus on the effectiveness, because I think the private sector always think about the effectiveness, efficiency, and so on. The second one, we have to make sure that the impact is in place. The impact, the benefit. So this is also what we have done with Pak Niko in the past actually, when Bappenas also engaged on the USIP, US and Indonesia Partnership for SSTC. Yeah. At the time, we also try to how to introduce some private thought, yeah, on the South-South International Cooperation, and to realize that kind of the policy, we need data. Yeah, we need data. So this is it's very basic thing that can be, you know, reference for how the policy will be formulated. So in this case now, we conducted survey. So we try to measure how the level of private sector or non-state actors participation on the South-South International Cooperation. So actually, based on our survey, yeah, the private sector, yeah, is also the player in for a very long time, but it didn't recognized by the government because you know, the target sometimes is different. So in the past, we also talked with one of our private sector who which produce the hand tractors, and they try to let's say export to other countries, yeah, and we also try to promote this product, yeah, mainly for you know, for the how can I say, solidarity. Yeah, we support the other countries because in the past, you know, the South-South cooperation is only aimed to, you know, for the solidarity, for the, how can I say, the charity. Yeah, but now we try to also make a balance, yeah, between solidarity, charity, yeah, with how this cooperation more sustained, yeah. Sustainable, as I said before, should be effective, yeah, give the impact. Then the sustainability will in place. So the data is a kind of the evidence base on how we can also use it to draw the policy. So starting in 2020 until 2024, yeah, we will measure on how the level of the private sector participation on the South-South International Cooperation. And I can tell you that the finding is quite surprisingly, because actually more than 20% of the private sector in our respondents said that they do for the international development cooperation. Yeah. And others, yeah, as a part of the global fora, we also actively engage on the global partnership for effective development cooperation, meaning that we also implement on the product of the GPEDC, the Global Partnership for Effective Development Cooperation, call it the Kampala Principles. Yeah. The Kampala Principle actually is the principle on how we can engage with the private sector more effectively. the principle is consists of the inclusive, result and targeted impact, and then the transparency and of course with the principle of no one left behind. So this principle, yeah, actually also in line, yeah, with our policy in the medium-term development plan, yeah. So actually, with or without the Kampala principle, the government of Indonesia, especially Bappenas, yeah, also do on how we promote the private sector to be more engaged on the South-South and Regional cooperation. So the Kampala principle itself now is still being exercised. Yeah, we do a survey in one of the province in Java. We try to how the toolkit that was produced by the Kampala principles, yeah, will also easy, yeah, to be implement for the private sector. Yeah. So yeah, the Kampala principle, I think it's kind of a tool that can be that can boost, yeah, our effort to be more engaged with the private sector. But when Bappenas doing for this or engaging with the private sector, yeah, we try to also considering on how this will be balanced with the principle of aid for trade. Yeah, I think some of you may be also familiar with this term, because the aid for trade also will be one of the indicators on how development cooperation will be implemented. So we also now have some project. Yeah. As you may aware, that Bappenas now bear the function to be enabler. So we have to make sure that the development plan that Bappenas formulated is also being implemented. Yeah. Now we have a task also to make sure this will be happen. So for the sake of the enabler, now we have some project which we try to make the private sector is more interesting on doing the South-South cooperation. For example, in the past we supported the SNAIC, Mr. Kresno office, yeah, to have a cooperation with the Kyrgyzstan, yeah, and I think the outcome is a good, yeah. Even though Pak Kresno office is not is semi governmental institution, half government, half private, but I think there is a big potential also for doing this. Also now we also working with the Pak Rahman office, yeah, Bio Farma, on how the Bio Farma and the partner in Senegal will have cooperation, not only because of the solidarity, but we also thinking about how we can fulfill the demand of the vaccine in Africa region. this is, I think, something that still need to be, you know, pushed, yeah, because Africa is suffer from COVID, and still right now still suffered, yeah. So now we try to also help them, and some other project on how the private sector engagement will be our partners still under it's still under formulation. For example, that we try to, because now we put our focus on, let's say, the green and blue economy. So also now we try the South-South cooperation will also support on this program. Yeah, we will have a project on green vehicle in Africa. Yeah, just to support them to you know, to also have an option on energy crisis. So, and with that kind of policy and some sample project, yeah. So what will be the way forward? So the Bappenas will keep the South-South International cooperation as the priority of our development priority, especially for not only to supporting our interests, yeah, for the for, as you may know, that in the next long-term development plan, we also put our focus on economic transformation. Yeah. So the South-South cooperation will also support on that kind of program. Also, we will actively engage to have the private sectors engagement, yeah, in the South-South international cooperation, not only based on the demand, yeah, but we try also to be more supply driven, yeah. So I think this is will give a spirit to the private sector, and then we will keep promoting the private sector engagement at the global fora, yeah, such as in GPEDC, yeah, in G20, yeah, to get wider outreach, yeah, and innovative initiatives. So with this, I have to stop here. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Pak.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pak Pri. Okay, I got a notice from the committee, so we should close this discussions till the 16:30. So still we have a 7 minutes to collect the question, and then I do hope that we have to choose not more than 2, yeah. Maybe we choose just 2, 1 and 2. Okay, please, Pak. And we can give the directly, and hopefully, please mention who will provide the answer from you for based on your questions. Okay, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Achul. I'm a representative from BPS Statistics Indonesia. Thank you for the wonderful presentation from all speakers. We are talking about SSTC to support business climate and sustainable economic recovery. I'm going to start from the argument that at least it's our self-claim. We claim that we have the same goal, or at least admitted that we plan to achieve all target on the SDGs. But the reality is some of the countries are still left behind. Early this morning, Prof. Sas mentioned 3 key factors that are needed to accelerate: planning, financing, and collaborating. So based on your experience, all the speakers, what our position in terms of those three factors? Are we on the right tracks or are we left behind? That's my first question. My actually the second is not the questions, but I would like to endorse this policy paper here in the spirit of sharing, and because we are talking about sustainable economic recovery. So BPS Statistik Indonesia and National Research and Innovation Agency, it's now BRIN, we are collaborating and making this policy paper called Strengthening Green Economy in Indonesia, socio-demographic dimension. I would like to endorse this policy paper and to share with you because there is a lot of recommendations that I think that could also be used in terms of enhancing or speeding our economic recovery. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Pak. One question more? Okay, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the time. I'd actually just like to kind of clarify some things because actually as a policy analyst in Bappenas, we've been trying to keep a track on the investment procedures, which we actually have so many in various systems right now, especially with the ATM control platforms that's going to launch as well. But some of the issues, the very challenging issues that's been raised by private sector while talking about investment procedures in Indonesia is that they think sometimes the investment doesn't have standardized process, be it internal and external processes. So sometimes we thought that the investment going to be good, it's going to be sustainable enough for Indonesia and for the private sector itself, but actually shall be implemented in the real time, they got some other external problems that's, I don't know, perhaps it wasn't being calculated and perhaps it wasn't being expected that it's going to be there. So I was just going to ask your opinion, perhaps like all the speakers, regarding what's actually, I don't know, in the blend side of the investment procedures itself. Is there supposed to be like any innovations or, I don't know, revolutions on how we should conduct the investment procedures, be it in B2B, B2C, or B2B2C even, because noting to the fact that, I don't know, perhaps because of JICA was there, in USAID, some of the USAID investment in Indonesia, we also has that kind of evaluations as well. So I think we need to start rethink about the investment procedures and how we conducted the standardized process, and especially with the ESG principles that's being implemented in most of the investment procedures.
Could you make shorter questions?
No,
please?
that's it. Thank you.
I want to ask both of you. I think not enough the time for each speaker to give an answer. So I hope that all of you can choose which speaker want to give explanation or give an answer based on your questions. The first one, maybe, Eva, which speaker want? Okay, Pak Pri. Okay, Pak Pri. Okay, please. The short answer is better, Pak.
Yeah, thank you, Pak. So I felt that we are in slightly on track on these issues, yeah, planning, financing, collaboration. Even now, Indonesia now establishing the Indo-8, yeah. Indo-8 means that now we are focusing on how we can assist another countries, yeah, our friend, yeah, for example, in the pandemic, yeah, we give we provide some assistance, yeah, for the tackling the pandemic. So for Bappenas, yeah, we do the planning, yeah, we do also the financing. So if you aware in our budget system, the South-South and the cooperation will be tagged as thematic budget item. So I think this is a good one, to know the South-South cooperation still in our priority. A collaboration, of course. Bappenas now, introduce or not introduce, now implement how the development cooperation will be set, will be implemented using the multi-stakeholder partnership. It means that not only by the government itself, but we now invite the private sector, even now in our 5 years development plan, we introduced the private investment. So the thing is, they only focus on on the sector who give a profit, right? Because they are thinking about the profit. But through their program, we try to also mainstream in the government development program. So I think this is a good one, although we still struggling on how to take that. So but it's very difficult. It's not difficult actually. It's very challenging to to engage with the private sector. When we came to them, always need more time to explain on how the important these activities even for them, because is our mandate to to support the all of the development actors. So I think this is also still in our how can I say, it's our priority. Thank you, Pak, for your policy paper. I think Bappenas is very interesting on that. So I think after this session, I would like to talk with you on how maybe we can also have something research or studies related with the South-South cooperation and the private sector engagement. Thank you, Pak.
Thank you, Pak. For the second question, Bu, which one do you want to choose to give answer? Pardon? The same. Okay, Pak Pri. It's related to investations.
Well, I was saying the USAID spokesperson, perhaps. So, Mas, what's the name? Pak Yahya. Pak Yahya.
I think Pak Niko will.
Oh, Pak Niko.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. Well, for your questions, on the innovations, actually, we have what we call the innovation hubs. I think it is very important that we